Hey guys, I've been getting a lot of questions on what I take on my backpacking trips, and as I'm about to finish packing up for the Sierra High Trail, I figured I would just go over all my gear and kind of what how I think about things and what I bring, what I don't bring, especially for a bigger trip. This is going to be a 7-day trip, so keep that in mind. And I have to use a bear canister, so that kind of limits things. So. What I'll do is I'll show you everything all laid out just so you can get a general overview, and then I will cut this video into sections going over like individual things such as first aid or food, or so if you want to skip around to find something that you're interested in, feel free to do that. I'll have it marked in the video. So this is pretty much everything I'm bringing on the trip. It looks like a lot when you have it all laid out like this, but it should all pack down into the bag. So you have food, backpack and water stuff. Got my clothes over there. Then, just the basic survival, first aid, water boiling, and poop stuff. Then camera gear, electronics, sleeping bag. So like I said, I'll go over all this stuff individually, but I just wanted to give you a good idea of what it looks like all laid out here. Here's the food that I'm bringing with me on the trip. Some of this I haven't tried before, mainly the dinners. Everything else, like, it's kind of my tried and true food that I'm bringing. We will start right to left, and the first thing is I'm going to try one of these breakfast skillets from Adventure Mills. It's got potatoes, eggs with pork sausage. Freeze-dried eggs sometimes can mess up your stomach, so I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to try it out, but I just thought it might be nice to mix it up a little bit, to have a real breakfast instead of just eating nothing but honey buns, because for the rest of the trip, that's all I have all the way down: honey bun, honey bun, honey bun. And I like them. You wake up, and on the third or fourth day, you are feeling miserable and you don't want to cook anything. So I figured, hey, honey bun's probably, simple way to do it. It gives you some calories and everything. So I don't really eat lunches when I'm on the trail. A lot of times it's hard for me to eat. So what I did was I packed up just like some snack, like a trail mix. So this is like just mixed salted nuts, and I threw some peanut M&Ms in there, and then these are actually my favorite. These are dark chocolate coconut almonds, and they are so freaking good. So I mixed a couple of those in there just for a little bit of variation, and then I got some wheat thins, good for the trail. So that's mainly what I'm going to eat while I'm on the trail, but if I do stop and take a break, then I'm basically eating junk food. Snickers, God, Snickers are so good on the trail. You don't realize how much you like Snickers until you get on the trail. And then I got these like fruit snacks. These are the ones that have the like juicy stuff in them. I think I got this at, where did I get this? Walmart. And these are actually really good for fruit snacks. I don't know how many calories or anything are in them, but it's really just to get me by for the day. Reese's, I don't know how good these are going to do. I haven't brought those before. Hopefully they don't melt everywhere. Not going to really trip too much about it. Bought these at the store my last trip, and I tried them out, and they're actually pretty good. So I'm going to pack a couple of these, 130 calories. My favorite, chili mac with beef. That's a tried and true. Bread. This is Hawaiian rolls. So you dip these in your chili mac, and oh my God, that is paradise on the trail. I used to do like chicken and stuffing and stuff like that, but I feel like this trip I'm going to be pretty tired because all the elevation gain. So I figured just make everything simple. I have another one is I haven't tried these peach cobblers, but I figured again, like after dinner, if it's like a really crappy day or maybe even a good day, I just want to have a dessert. I got 2 of these peach cobblers to split up. So these backcountry meals, or these peak refuel meals, I haven't tried any of these, but figured I would give these a shot as well since they're advertised everywhere. But I got the backcountry bison bowl, and then I got the home style chicken and rice. And so there's 740 calories in each one of these. And I used to share these between 2 people, but since it's just going to be me solo hiking, I think it's going to be plenty. Another chili mac. Then I got this Backpacker's Pantry 3 cheese mac and cheese. I haven't tried that one either, so hopefully that one's good. And then I got again another one of these Peak Refuel, and this one is Venison Country Casserole. I hope that one's good. I'm kind of concerned about that one, to be honest. So that's the basic food. Like I just eat things that are really easy to eat on the trail. Don't take a lot of time to cook. And see, I won't even be bringing a bowl, because I'll just put the water in these and cook it straight in there. That way there's no washing, no cleanup besides my fork. So I got all the food packed up into the bear canister, because you are required to have a bear canister on the High Sierra Trail. The exception to what I don't have packed is basically what's going to be my first day's meal. One, so because I'm going to eat it anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it's in my bear canister or not. And 2, I'm out of room, so I'm pretty sure if I really needed to, I could pack more in there, but since I'm going to eat it on the first day anyways, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. But yeah, that's it. It's all packed up. All right, moving on to water and cooking. I've got this Gregory bladder. It's 3 liters. I have been in situations where I run out of water before, specifically in the desert when I was in Zion. The creeks were just dried up and they were supposed to be running, so had to end up actually melting snow to make water, which was pretty scary because we were 2 days in a 4-day trip. But so, I don't think I need 3 liters of water. There's water everywhere on those trails in the High Sierra, but I would rather have the capacity to be able to have more water and just not fill it up all the way rather than not enough. So that's why I have a 3 liter. So secondarily, I carried this for mainly for when I'm sitting around camp. So this is what I'll put in my stove usually, instead of digging out my water bladder every time to make my meals. And it packs up, it weighs next to nothing. It packs up really, really light. You can see there, and you can clip it. You can put that clip around it like that to store it if you need. You can do it with one hand. There you go. So very, very small, lightweight, so why not, right? Next, I have my water filtration system. And so what this was a Sawyer water system, and I had a Sawyer filter, but it clogged up, and they don't offer replacements for those. So what I did was I got one of these Gravity Works filters instead, because you can buy these every day of the week, or at least you could when I bought it. And I just made my own system here. So that's what I use for water filtration, and then I made my own little hanging rope on there so that you could hang it in a tree or whatever if you need to. That's that there. And then next, I always try to bring a new valve. I've seen it where the valve of one of these valves will fall off. Sometimes you don't know it, and it'll dump all your water out, and then you're like kind of screwed. At least this one has like an emergency breakaway, so you can pop that off and no more water will come out of it. But even then, I'd rather just have another valve so that I can keep drinking water conveniently, I just got this because I've been using like plastic spoons and forks, and they break, and I figured I'd just go out and actually get a real spoon, spork in this case. It's by Snow Peak. It's titanium. It's pretty lightweight. I don't know if it's as light as the plastic ones I use, but at least it's gonna last me a while. And it's bright purple, because that's the only color they had, and you're not gonna lose this thing. So I guess multi-purpose there, right? And then for my cooking kit, I just have a jet boil. This one's called a Soul. I don't know if they make these anymore, but they have like the titanium version, and then they have like the regular version. This has done me really well through all my trips. This is the only system I've ever used, so I don't know any better. But I mean, it packs down light. Everything here fits in the canister, and then you put the lid on top. One thing I found out, so what I would used to do was I'd put it on here after I was done and let it heat out all the water to evaporate. But if you do that with this cover on, it melts the cover on. So yeah, my cover's melted on at the bottom there because it got too hot. But other than that, like, it does really well. Heats water really fast. You don't got to wait very long for it, and it does what I need it to do. I'm not, not cooking crazy meals out there. I'm just trying to get by. So that's what's worked for me. Next, we move into it's actually 3 different sections at once. So I have first aid, I have survival, and then I have like hygiene here. But they're all kind of like go together, so figured I'd just go over it all at once. So as far as first aid goes, like, I keep this extremely simple. I have a very robust first aid kit here at home with Israeli bandages and chest seals and anything you can really think of. But for the trail, and really all it's for is really for your feet. If I'm being honest, like, you could use some of this stuff to like help with a cut or something, but if you break a leg or you got like a deep laceration or something like that, you could probably get by with like turning this into an Israeli bandage, because all it is really an elastic bandage with some gauze on it, just tied really tight. But if you break a leg, there's not much you're gonna do for yourself anyways. So these glacier gels, they actually saved me one time. I was in Isle Royal and I couldn't figure out, like, I started getting this blister on day 1, and I was like, well, I've worn these boots forever, like my boots were worn in, and I was just like, okay, maybe it's, maybe I'm just getting a hot spot, I'm gonna let it ride. And so day number 2, it got bigger, and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger. Come to find out, I got these new socks, and these new socks were rubbing really bad, and the blister got like as big as almost a golf ball. It was huge. It's a gnarly blister, and I had to drain it I couldn't even put my shoe on because of how big it was getting. I used these glacier gels on it, and they worked miracles. Basically after that, there was no more problem. They feel amazing. I highly recommend these things because they allowed me to continue the hike comfortably without hating my life. If it's like a small blister or something, I'll use these moleskins, and I actually have like a gigantic roll, and you can buy them in bulk, but it's literally a roll, a huge roll of it. I think 2 or 5 pounds of moleskin, and you can cut them out yourself. So if you want to save some money, you can do it that way as well. But that's for my feet. If it's for like I'll blow out my knee, because I have had knee problems in the past. Got a little ace bandage there, Velcro kind. I don't like the metal clip kind. Those get super annoying, and usually they're cheap and the little prongs break off, so I try to stay away from those now and only use the Velcro. And then gauze. So if you do get a cut, I've used this before. Actually on this hand here, you can kind of see that scar. I cut my finger to the bone cutting an apple on the trail, and this is what I used. So I wrapped it in gauze as soon as I could, or as tight as I could, and then I taped it, and that stopped the bleeding, and that was fine there. So for like cuts and stuff, as long as you don't have like giant lacerations all the way down your arm or something, that type of stuff is fine. And then like I said, if you need to turn this into like an Israeli bandage, like these are sterile gauze sponges, and so you can use one of these as well, and then wrap it with this to kind of make a pressure bandage if you have to. And then I have a couple of band-aids. I don't usually use band-aids, but if someone on the trail needs one, there you go. There's a band-aid. And then chapstick, because my lips get super chapped, especially on the trail when you get windburn or something like that. So very, very simple medical supplies. You can go crazy with this, and you can get the nose tubes, and but I don't bring any of that stuff, and that's a personal choice, you know. But do whatever you want. Build your first aid up as much as you want, because that's one thing that, you know, if you're not comfortable, or even if you are comfortable, it's something that could help save your life one day. So just know what you're doing with your medical stuff that you do buy. Don't put stuff in your kit like a suture kit if you don't know how to suture. So that's just some advice there. Take it or leave it. So for survival stuff, so map and compass. Simple compass, but you know, it does the job. It's got everything I need if I actually need to do any land navigation, which I hope I don't have to do that, because it's not really a strong skill of mine. I'd like to learn more about it, but it's not something I've had to do a lot of. So I could probably get by, but it wouldn't be very pretty. Also, for the Sierra Crest Trail, the High Sierra Trail, I'm using Tom Harrison's map. From all the recommendations I found, this is the best map, and it has the whole trail. A lot of other maps that you'll get will only have parts of the trail, so be careful when you're looking for your map that it has everything you need in it, and this one does. So I also, what I bring for survival for fire starter is cotton balls and Vaseline. I'll swear by these things, like they light every time. And I do it with the strike starter, and I've never had a problem with it. I've lit so many fires with these things, and it works literally every time. You don't have to worry about wind. You don't have to worry about if anything's gonna light, altitude. It works. So and the cheap fire strikers, do not get those. They are crap. I've had them. Get you a nice one. I don't remember the name of this one. But I'm sure you can find it by what it looks like on Amazon or something like that. But this is a really good quality one that's done me very well. I color coat my paracord by lengths. This is 15. I think this is 10 feet, depending on what task I need, whether it's like hanging something up or making an impromptu tarp or whatever the case, new shoelaces if you need it for that. So I always carry a little bit of paracord. Duct tape can be used for pretty much anything. Number one use case I've used it for is patching holes in tents. If you have a water leak, something chews in your tent or whatever, duct tape. So this is one thing I may or may not bring with me on the trip. I've been thinking about whether I'm going to use it or not, and so let me set this down. This is the ESE 6. I love this knife. It's been through so much, and it'll never let you down. It's a full tang knife, which is what you're kind of looking for with a survival knife, and it's big and meaty, so you can actually use it like this little. This is another ESE knife, and it's called the Rowan, and it's cool or whatever. It's lightweight, kind of a survival knife, but the practical applications of a very small knife like this are minimal. So if you actually are getting a knife for a survival situation, it's kind of nice to have a bigger knife that you can do more with. Like I process wood with this, so I don't have to bring a hatchet. You can do a lot with a knife of this size compared to this. This one, it'll hurt your hands when you're trying to do stuff. So you're basically doing very minimal work with this. But if you don't plan on ever using a knife and you need just something little, then this is okay. But if you're like processing firewood or, you know, doing something else, get a hatchet or a knife like this. And I do have a hatchet, but I'm not going to bring it with me. I'm trying to reduce the weight. But I may not bring this knife at all just because of how heavy it is. But I absolutely love it. So last on my list is toiletries. So here's some soap, just in case I get to jump in one of the lakes and can wash my smelly self off, because Jesus Christ, after 4 or 5 days out there, I know I'm going to be able to be smelt from a mile away. Little thing of toothpaste. This is the toothbrush head off my electric toothbrush. I got some wilderness wipes. If you're looking for insect repellent, I haven't tried this yet, but this is what has started being recommended over DEET products, because DEET products are harmful to you apparently, and they also melt your clothes if you're wearing nylon or synthetics. And I've actually had that happen. Like, I've had holes burned in my clothes from DEET products, so that's a real thing. So I'm gonna try this, see if it works. And if not, just run very fast from the bugs. I don't know, but and then I got my shovel. All right, now we are going on to clothing. There's a lot here to cover, so I'm gonna try to get through this one pretty quickly and just go over the basic points. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and I can give you some more information. So as far as base layers go, for underwear, I'm using these Sax underwear. I really like these. They have like a couple of different kinds. I've tried all of them now, and I really like these. I wear these day to day, so really no change there. From there, we go into socks. I am doing, for this trip, let's see, I think 5 pairs of socks, 2, 4. So 5 pairs of socks, and then an extra pair for like sleeping in. So I got these thicker socks that basically all I'm doing is sleeping in. That way it's not so stinky in my tent, you know, by the 5th or 6th day. And then I have a couple of pair of silk socks in case I get really hot out there. You can just swap into these, or if you start getting blisters or something, you put these in as an extra liner. Especially if you're cold too. So these are kind of like just extras, but they don't weigh much, so I bring them anyways. From there, we go on to gloves, and I started using wool gloves. These are military surplus. I think you can get like 3 packs for $7 or something like that, and they're pure wool. I got these because I was doing a lot of wildlife photography, and I found these well, A, they were to blend in with the environment a little bit more, and B, they keep you really warm even when wet. So I usually, when I'm in like sub-0 degree weather, I'll go ahead and put a glove on top of these and use these kind of inserts now. But now that I've used them quite a bit, I've been pretty happy with the results. Now I've been using them for backpacking as well. So lightweight, they do the job really well. They're super simple. Can't use your smartphone with them, but I'm not really using my phone when I'm on the trail anyway, so who cares. And then next base layer, this is just literally Under Armour base layer. I got these years and years ago, and I haven't been able to wear them out, so I just keep using them, and that's what I use if I need the extra warmth. Onto shirts. All I can really say about shirts is try to find stuff on sale that's synthetic. I got this shirt at Backcountry for like $15. This is Columbia shirt that I got at an outlet mall for like $25, and then I just got a new one from REI for like $25 as well. You don't need to spend a lot on these shirts. Just make sure they're synthetic, and try to get them as cheap as possible if you can, you know. Pants matter a little more in my opinion, but basically you try to get some lightweight. I just got these new pants from REI. They're REI brand pants, and they were on sale, so I got a pair of those. Then I have these stretch Zion pants. that I've had for years and years, and they're a little heavier, but if you need like the extra insulation, they're good for like, you know, the mountain weather if you need a little bit more protection, not only from the environment but from like, you know, rocks and stuff if you have to scramble. Yeah, they're a little bit more thicker. And then third, I have a pair of REI convertible pants that have served me well over the years. Once you take these off, they're kind of a pain in the butt to get back on, but overall it's nice to have the option of having shorts if you get super hot out there. And then on to my down jacket. This is a Montbell parka that I've had for a long time, and it has done me very well as well. At this point, it's getting a little old. The sleeves are kind of getting ripped up a little bit. You got some down feathers going there, and then I think I got a hole in the back somewhere from just walking through some briars or something. Yeah, I just taped it up there. But it's done me really well. For washing it, I literally hand wash it in the sink with the down soap that you can get, and it always fluffs back up. So yeah, you don't have to pay a lot to wash these or go to, you know, a dry cleaner or something. You can just get the soap, and then soap's gonna last you like 3 or 4 washes, so worth it there. And then for rain jacket, this is a Outdoor Research rain jacket. I've put it through some tests, but this is relatively new as well. But honestly, like if you're out in the rain for more than like 6 or 8 hours, you're gonna get soaked anyway. So it's nice if it's like sprinkling out for a while, and you're trying not to get wet. But at the end of the day, if it's downpouring for a long period of time, you're gonna get soaked anyways. There's no way around it. But for sprinkles, I will be using a rain jacket and this outdoor. It's super light. It's super light and it works really well. It's got nice features and everything. But again, a rain jacket it's good for a little bit of rain, but not a lot of rain. The basic necessities of what you need to carry your gear and protection, that type of stuff. So starting off with is I have this Exos 58 by Offspring. Honestly, this pack's okay. It's not my favorite pack in the world, but it's minimalist, it's lightweight, and it gets the job done. So I can't say too much about it. It's got some padding up here. That's nice. I find myself sweating though through this padding, so it's kind of hot through there. But other than that, it's a decent pack. I don't have too many complaints about it. One neat feature of this pack is that the top comes off, and this is actually going to be my carry-on on the airplane. So I'll have my like electrical stuff, my camera, my Kindle, my GoPro, super valuable stuff that I don't want to break will be in here. So that's a plus of this pack, and I like it for that. But it's kind of underwhelming though. It gets the job done. I've had these trekking poles forever, since I started backpacking, and these are the Black Diamond Alpine Carbon Cork, and they are awesome. They're pretty expensive. It's one thing that I did a lot of that I splurged on, and well worth it because they've held up over the years. They've been through everything, and they just keep on going. One thing to note though is that you got to be careful. Animals will like the salt in the cork, and they'll chew through this if you let them. So be careful if you put these things down, because yeah, I've had a pair that got eaten up by, I don't know, probably a squirrel or a chipmunk, something like that, some type of rodent. Onto the tent. The tent is a Tarpent Double Rainbow. It's really lightweight. It can have 2 people in it if you need. They're kind of shoulder to shoulder, but you can put your pack in there with 2 people and still sleep pretty comfortably. I really like this tent. Again, I've put it in stuff it probably shouldn't have been in. When I was in Chile, there were some crazy like 60-70 mile an hour winds. I've seen people's tents break and fly across the campgrounds we were in, and this thing just stood up to it. So really durable little tent, very lightweight. It's minimalistic. You're not going to get a lot of stuff. If you want pockets and all the bells and whistles, you're not going to get that. But for sleeping in it, I can't ask for a better tent. Easy to set up. It's got one pole to set up, so it's really convenient. And then for my sleeping pad, this is a Neotherm, or Neo X-Therm, I think is what it's called. All right, last but not least, we got electronics. So first and foremost, bringing my camera. I do a lot of landscape photography as well. I just like photography in general. This is a D810 with a 24-70 on it. This is my favorite lens out of anything I have. It's not super good for like wildlife photography. You kind of need a longer lens for that. But for landscape and even some decent close-up shots, it does a really good job. It's super crisp. So I'll definitely be bringing that, and I have a Peak Design capture clip that I'll have on my backpack and to lock it in. If it starts raining, I'll just put it in my backpack. I'll have a plastic gallon bag that I put it in. But so that's as far as photography goes. I also have a gimbal and 3 batteries for my GoPro, and I have them numbered here so I remember which one I've used so far. And then as well as a Apple AirTag in case I lose my baggage, because sometimes that happens. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, this is an Inky Falcon Plus. I've used it to do some like car photography, some B-roll for that. So I figured I'd just bring it and test it out again for backpacking and seeing how it goes there. I got a battery pack here. I just picked this up, so can't really give a review on it, but the reviews that I saw on it were really good. It's an Anker 10,000. I think it's just called an Anker 10,000. And it should charge a phone 3 or 4 times, and that's mainly what it's for emergencies. If I'm on the trail, phone's about to die, I'm hanging off the side of a cliff, and I need to call someone and yell help. Then phone charger. This is a black diamond headlamp. I've had really good luck with the black diamond headlamps, and so that's mainly all I'll use now. I won't get the cheap ones because I've had those like corrode and go bad, but this one here I've had a long time and it's been fine. And then other than that, I have camera cleaning gear. I may pare this down a little bit to like just something basic instead of bringing this whole bag, because I don't think I'll need to like clean it crazy like that. This is usually what I use for the house when I really want to get a lens good and clean, but really all I need is a rag or something to get it clean. So but yeah, that's basically it. That's all the gear that I use, and so I'll pack it all up and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all packed in. Hopefully I can get everything packed in. I haven't even I haven't put it all in my backpack yet, so I don't know. I may have to remove some of that stuff, but I think what I got is kind of like a decent setup. Oh my god, look at that, there's a squirrel. He's just chilling there. What is this? Look at this guy. It's the funniest thing in the world. What is he doing? He's a wild man. All right, and there's another one over there. I'm just invaded by squirrels. Anyways, I'll put it all together and show you what it looks like when it's packed down. That way you can see like, hey, I'm not just showing you random crap. I'll actually pack it down and show you it all fits, and I'll get a final weight when I'm at the airport, and I'll share that with you once I get on the trail. But that's my basic setup, and we'll see how it goes. because I do have a lot of new stuff in there, but most of it I take my time, I do my research, and I kind of know what I'm getting before I get it. But again, you never know. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the trail.